Hello everyone! According to my mother, everything I own is so 70s. But that is completely besides the point. Since it is August, it is obviously time for another book club, and I know I didn't want to do one for July, but don't even talk to me about July. This month's book club will be Save the Date by Morgan Matson, and this book actually has a really cool story behind it, at least for me. So I have this bad habit that whenever I go traveling, I tend to get a new book, whether it's just one or five. I always have to add that extra weight and space taken up in my suitcase for no good reason. But this time it sort of felt like a really good reason because first of all, this book had just come out. It's Morgan Matson's newest book, and Morgan Matson is one of my favorite authors. And I've been wanting this for a really long time, ever since I found out it came out. I was in New York when I finally decided, you know what, I'm actually gonna get this book. And at my local bookstore, it had the signed edition. But I was at the Strand, the 18 miles of books, the most beautiful bookstore I've ever been to. I've absolutely fallen in love with it. So not only is it the signed edition, but it is the Strand signed edition, which means that Morgan Matson was in the Strand and signed a handful of copies, and I got one of them. So, as you can see, that's Morgan Matson's signature, and it makes me so happy. But anyways, Save the Date by Morgan Matson is 417 pages long, and it is a contemporary romance summer read. I find Morgan Matson books are really easy to read, and they're always really fun to read too. This particular Morgan Matson book is about a girl named Charlie, or her actual name is Charlotte, who has, I think, 5 brothers and sisters. And Charlie's mother writes a comic strip for their newspaper, and has been for many years, called the Grant Central Station, which is their last name, and it's just about their lives. However, her mother decides that she's going to retire and stop writing these comics, which is a big deal because over the years she had gotten really famous, and so had the comic strip. Then there is Charlie's older sister, Linny, who happens to be getting married, which is the main plot of the book, hence Save the Date. And it's pretty much everything that could possibly go wrong with a wedding. There's just the whole Grand Central Station thing that makes it a little bit more complicated with everything. Do you know why? Because this book takes place over 3 days. The day before the wedding, the day of the wedding, and the day after the wedding. And it so happens that sadly, they are selling the house that they grew up in, this massive house, I'm not gonna lie. They're selling it though, which makes me really sad, and makes Charlie really sad too, which makes the whole 3 days even more heartfelt because she's finally back with all of her siblings in the house they grew up in, which is probably never gonna happen again. Charlie's sister is getting married. Everyone is coming home, all her older siblings. It'll be just like it used to be, one last weekend together before her parents sell the house. Charlie doesn't want to think about college next year, or things changing. She just wants to make this a perfect weekend. What could go wrong? Well, first, the wedding planner quits. Then the house alarm won't stop going off. Charlie's biggest crush shows up unannounced. There's a missing tuxedo, an unexpected dog, and a neighbor bent on destruction. Not to mention the event planner's assistant, who is surprisingly, distractingly cute. And that's before things get really crazy. And let me tell you, they do get really crazy. In all the chaos, Charlie will learn more than she ever expected about the family she thought she knew by heart. And she'll realize that sometimes trying to keep everything like it was in the past means missing out on the future. I don't know why I like Morgan Matson books so much. I really don't. It speaks to me, every last one of them. So yes, I really enjoyed this book. I enjoy all Morgan Matson books. I've read all of them except for one. Actually, the first one she's ever written. I haven't read Second Chance Summer yet. But yes, Morgan Matson is a really fun author for summer reads, especially contemporary romance novels for teens. It's really fun, and the chemistry between the characters and the connections I get with the characters feel so real, and I actually feel very involved in this whole family, in this case, this whole family, and I just really love her writing style, and it'll never get old. So yeah, that's all. I really hope you pick this up and read it, because it's a really fun book.